All right, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? So, what we are about to go over right now are the in-betweens of TradingView. When it comes to TradingView, there's a whole bunch of different things that could be able to have you could be able to have on here, and I just want to make sure that literally every single detail about TradingView I speak about, so that there's nothing missed, and you're able to actually understand everything about TradingView. So right now, what we're going to talk about are the tools of TradingView, and then we're going to talk about candlesticks on another video. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the tools. All right. So each one of these tools, right? So this right here is the crosshair. So this crosshair is what you see right now, right? I believe it's best because you can be able to see the time at the bottom, the time and date at the bottom of this specific candle right here, right, when it started. And then also it can be able to show you price, where price is currently, okay? And what's cool is you can be able to actually go to this button right here, and then you can be able to add an alert if price gets to a certain price or something like that, which is cool. All right. Next, we have this dot. When it comes to the dot, I guess this is fine. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't really use it too often, but you can be able to have that. You can be able to have an arrow, right? I do not ever use this because you don't have the crosshair. And the eraser. Oh, snap. You can be able to just erase stuff. That is dope. I did not even know that. I'm going to use that more often. Right. So I guess it's good, like having you guys on here. Anyways, so trend line. Let me go ahead and take this off. In another video, I'm pretty sure I went over as far as the favorites, like which ones I have in the favorites. I'm on tool belt, I guess you call it. So when it comes to the trend line, we have, trend line. You click once and then click again to be able to make a trend line, right? You can be able to double click on the trend line to be able to change the style. You can be able to change the colors and stuff like that. You can be able to change the weights. As far as this, I wouldn't change anything right there. Text color, if there's text that you're going to be adding onto there, you can be able to change the color of that text. You can be able to change the coordinates. You can be able to change the visibility, like what time. Like let's say you don't want it to show in the monthly and the weekly or the days. You can even change the hours that it would show up on or not show up on, or the minutes, which is cool. And you can also set up an alert at that specific line, which is cool. If it's like a straight line, let's just say, you be able to set up an alert. If price hits this specific line, send me an alert. Now, if you have the higher account that you have, the more tools and actions you're able to actually do. I have the highest account, so I can be able to get a text that's sent to me, right? If you don't have that highest account, you can only get emails or something like that. But you're not going to need the highest account. Just choose the account that matters, that has whatever you need. I think the Pro Plus is good because it has like 10 charts, but I think the Pro is fine. You know what I mean? Like you don't need anything too special, but it's on you. Right, so crossing, up, down, greater than, less than, percentage, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. Once you can be able to, like if it hits it once, it sends you an alert. If it per bar, so the trigger will, every time that a condition is met, not more than one bar. So if it's like the bar per bar close, so if it closes past that area, or per minute, so many different things that you can get access to. Right, you can be able to like fool around with it and stuff like that. Great. So, info line. Oh wow, I've never even used this one before. It shows you the angle and how long it is. That's cool. I have never used that before, but it could be useful probably. So this shows you the angle. I have never used that before. I didn't really use trend lines like that either way. Horizontal line, I use this all the time when it comes to the monthly and weekly key levels. You're going to be using this for the daily key levels and stuff like that, or just any line that you want to go stretch all the way. What's cool with this, you can be able to add text to them, right, to the left, to the bottom left, or to the bottom right, to the center, to the right, whatever it is. You can be able to change the color, right? The line color as well. You can be able to change the thickness. You can do a whole bunch of different things. You can be able to change the coordinates right then here, All right, let's see if I want it at, you know, like I could be able to change it to whatever. And I could be able to move it like this, up and down, or I could put it to a specific thing. I could be able to change the visibility, alert, same exact thing, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take this off, right? And there's a whole bunch of different lines as well, right? I'm not going to break down each and every one. Now, when it comes to the fibs, this is the only ones that I use, right? In another video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it look pretty, just like this, right? You can be able to have different styles. You can be able to set up a template, you know, like you want to save as this specific template. Great. You know, there's so many different options that you can be able to choose. Just make sure that you're following the same numbers that I'm specifically using. If anything, you could take a picture of this right now and use this one right now, if anything. Okay, make sure that the checks are where the checks are and everything else is not on, okay? Make sure the background is not there. Make sure that this is not there. Make sure these are checked. Make sure this is right, middle, and you can be able to save as a template, which is cool. Okay. From there, we have rectangles. We have, you know, ellipses that we use. We have text that you can use, call out, price line. When it comes to this stuff right here, we don't use any of that. And you can be able to long position. So when you go for a buy, right, you want to go for a buy, you can be able to use stuff like this, where you believe price is going to go up. You want to buy, cool. You can be able to use this, and it will show as far as the coordinates, where your entry price is, where your take profit is. You put it right there. So let's say I want my take profit at 113. So I put in 113, right? And then it'll go directly there. And if I want my stop loss, you know, 40 pips below this area right here. So I'll put 11345. That's 40 pips, right? And if price hits that, as you can see, 40, this is 125. You know, you could be able to also put in the amount that you have in your account. Let's say you have $1,000 and you want to risk a certain percentage, right? Sometimes this acts kind of weird. So just play around with it so that it's the actual right percentage, but it'll tell you as far as the amount that you have in your account if it hits this. You know, 2% of $1,000 is $20, so you would have $980. But if you actually get it correct, you would have $1,062.74, not counting the amount of money that is like the fees and stuff like that. All right, so that's that. Right, you can be able to put on visibility and blah 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 blah. All right, so that's that. You have, you know, all these different arrows, ruler. This is pretty cool because let's just say that you're making a whole bunch of lines, right? You're making a whole bunch of lines, but you want to keep that, right? You can be able to do this magnet thingy, right? And how does this work again? Oh yeah. It's like a, I forgot what it's called, but either way, it magnets to a specific point in price, if that makes sense. So if you want a strong magnet or a weak magnet, so it's like going, it's a magnet on the body of these candles, as you can see, right? Or the wicks of the candles, you know, so it goes directly on there. I think that's pretty cool. But this is what I was actually talking about as far as if you're drawing a whole bunch of lines, you can be able to have this lock tool and you don't have to go from line to line. You know, you don't have to keep on clicking it. You just click and it makes more lines as opposed to having to click over and over. And you can be able to lock all drawing tools. I don't really know what that means. Let's see. Oh, so it can't move. So it locks all of them, right? Once it's off, you can be able to actually start moving them again, right? Hopefully that makes sense, right? For Mac, if you make a mistake, you can be able to click back right here, right? You can be able to click back and it'll go ahead and take off whatever you just did. You can be able to hide all drawing tools by doing that. And you can be able to delete all drawing tools over here. I would suggest to do that only when necessary. All right, so that is that. Now, let's go ahead as far as how do you start moving with TradingView. So let's say you have a Mac or a PC, if I'm not mistaken. You use two fingers to scroll in at the same time, to scroll in, two fingers to scroll out, two fingers to go left and right. You can be able to zoom in just like in your phone, like this. Zoom out just like this, right? I think that's it. So if I want to go to left and right, I just do this, right? If I want to go in and out, I just do this with two fingers, okay? You could also use a mouse. The mouse is like the easiest, right? Where you're able to just use this right here, right? And if you're using a mouse, you can be able to move it like this, but if you want to go from left to right, you got to hold and then drag. And that's how you go from left to right, okay? Now let's talk about going from time frame to time frame. We have, different time frames. The lowest that I would suggest is 15, but we're not even going to trade on 15. I would suggest 30, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. Those are the only ones that you're really going to look at. I just have these other ones when like things are kind of looking weird and I need to see extra stuff. You could also put add to favorites, right? And I don't know exactly. Oh, so it'll add to favorite right here. So, which is cool. You would add favorites right here. So 2 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. And that's all you're really going to use. Probably 15 minutes, but from time to time, but not really. So now you can be able to just go from thing to thing there instead of dragging this down. And you can be able to have how much time that you want to see on the charts. So the last 3 months, this is what it looks like. For the last month, this is what it looks like. I don't really use that too often. I probably can. Now, you always want to make sure when you're looking at a chart that when you're looking at the chart, you always have it on auto, because if you don't, it's not going to be good. Because you could be able to drag, and it's just the candles won't be the right size. So you always want to make sure that this is on auto. All right. So H4 time frame. Trying to think what else would be necessary. So when it comes to going from chart to chart, we do talk about this in depth on a later time, but you can be able to change the name of your charts and stuff like that. You can be able to make new charts, load charts. I would highly suggest to make sure that you save your charts the way that I teach you guys later on in the course, and go from chart to chart here. Do not change charts here. It will be a bad thing because you're going to erase your charts. It's either you're going to listen to what I'm saying, or you're not, and you're going to realize what I say, and then you're going to follow, whichever one that you want to do. All right. So that's that. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So you see how I'm like moving my cursor? It's also showing me up here. You see where it says O? So this specific candle right here opened at that price. The high was at that price. The low was at that price. The close was at that price, and the amount of change was at that price, that much. And then this was the percentage of change for that specific candle, which is cool. So that's another thing I can be able to say. You're also going to see a time. The market's closed right now, but you're also going to see the amount of time that's left on a specific candle. That's important. You'll also be able to change the time zone that you're at right here. Always when you're going from chart to chart, you're going to want to make sure that you're typing in the thing, the pair. But you're always going to FXCM. That's the most accurate to the broker that we're going to be using with HugosWay. All right. Also, you can be able to follow me on TradingView. Right. So let's say if I was to go home, the reason why you would want to follow me on TradingView is because anything that pop up, it's actually going to show. Like, let's say if I say sell at this price or buy at this price, like I'm bearish or sell or whatever it is, or bullish on a specific pair, it'll actually show up on your charts automatically, which is cool. So go to where it says tradingview.com, go to people, and then from there, type in FX Pro now, right? And then I'll pop up, and then literally, so when you go to FX Pro now, What the heck? So let me just go to my profile. So go to my profile and just follow me. And then you'll be able to see my charts, which is really, really cool. All right. So that's that. Now, when it comes to your actual account, I have a pro account and I paid for the year. I mean, a premium account, which is the highest account. I would highly suggest that you get at the least, you buy an account, right? Pay the monthly payment or whatever it is. Let me see. Let me see what I got on here. Oh, okay. So, so I paid for the year. Let me see. They always like give different deals and stuff like that. Here, let me see. TradingView plans. TradingView plans. Just what I would suggest is just click on the button that I give you. Click on the link that I gave you, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it gets your first month for free, which is really, really cool. All right. So with each plan, there's a certain price to it. Make sure that you get at least the pro account. It's worth it to pay for it. It could be, $10. I don't know exactly what it is, but per month. But you will get your first month for free, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes they give it, sometimes they don't. But either way, just make sure you click on that link. Get the pro account at the least. I had the Pro Plus for a while, but I have the premium now because I'm starting to do other things with my account. But what are you going to get with each one? You could be able to get with this one right here, 2 charts per tab, 1 device at a time. So you could be able to use your phone or your laptop. Either way, you only need your laptop. The number of charts that you could be able to save, meaning you know how I had like many different charts when I actually went to load. This is what I mean. You're going to want to make sure that you can be able to have at least 5, because you're going to be at least trading at least 5 type of charts, 5 types of pairs at the least, at the most, essentially. All right, so low chart, this is what it means by saving charts, the amount of charts that you can be able to save. I think I have like 10 or more. All right. So you could be able to save at least 5 here instead of just 1 with the basic. And there's other like things that are really, really good about this as well. We don't really use indicators, so it doesn't really matter. But this is really what it is as well too. The amount of alerts that you can be able to have. You can be able to have 10, 30. And then also what's cool is when they actually send you the charts, send you an alert or something like that. I don't know why they broke it down like this. This is bad. Also, you get support as well if you have any questions, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. All right. But it's mostly so you can be able to save as many charts as you're supposed to. All right. So usually it tells you that you can be able to, send the charts, send an alert or not, but I guess not. All right, no problem. So that's what we got going on. You can be paid monthly, 1 year or 2 years. Obviously, the more years that you pay, the better it's going to be for you. So what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to talk about the actual candles themselves, as far as open, close, and all this other stuff that I was talking about over here. We'll talk about that in the next video. All right. Peace.